Bandit does not want to let me work the mouse today and get this show out on time. I love him though. Number 4 sale of the week is this Baltic. Number 4 sale of the week is this personal side. Thursday night, I got a phone call and I got offered an opportunity. Welcome back, everybody. I'd be lying to you if I told you I haven't been having an absolutely fantastic week. A lot of stuff to talk about this week. A lot of things felt like they were just going in the right direction, and I really want to talk about them. Especially, I switched everything over to free 30-day return shipping and 1-day handling time. I didn't realize you didn't have to wait for an evaluation. When you're top rated and you switch that over, it automatically switches you to top rated plus. The findings from this week are anecdotal, but we'll all talk about it together. We also got an update on the negative feedback from last week, which is gone, and I'll explain that whole story on why it's gone, and it turned it into a positive. So turning negatives into positives is how the business does good. Let's jump into the numbers, and then we'll talk about everything that happened this week. All right, this week we had a gross sales of $590, which equaled out to be a net sales of $306. Our average gross per sale was $25.66. Average net per sale was $12.74. Both numbers are up from last week, which is a 52% net profit margin and a 49% net profit margin average per sale. Top 10 sources by return, just going through the top 3, we had Goodwill out of Green Bay was number 1. Remotes. That's another thing. I was starting to worry that remotes were a bad investment to get into. The last 2 weeks, I've been seeing an uptick in remote sales, which makes me feel really good. Now, those are bringing in steady money, just like sunglasses are bringing in steady money. So that plan of having 2 pillars of not big sales, not a lot of money per sale, but a bunch of small sales bringing money in consistently, that plan is actually working out pretty good. Granted, I know we're in Q4, so we have the Q4 blinders on, but still, it's nice to see that those products are selling, and the return on them is so great that they're going to be in the pure profit here in no time. This week, I spent $60.24 on new inventory, which means I'm listing a lot of new inventory, which means my death pile is not as big as it normally is. Still really big though, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still have a pretty big death pile, but I'm burning through it, 12 a day. This video is actually going to come out a little late because I had so many sales this morning. I've been working on shipping, and one of them was big stereo, and I know a lot of you guys asked me like, hey Paul, how do you ship big stereos to ensure they get to the place, they get to their destination and safe? So I actually pulled out the camera this morning and I quit being lazy, and I actually filmed me packaging up the stereo that I sold this morning already. I actually had quite a few sales this morning already, so I've been doing shipping all morning. I also redid my clothing inventory, and when I say redid, it's still the same inventory process. I just went through and cleaned it up. I have the white buckets, as you can see, is what I put clothes in, and I put them in the poly mailer they're going to ship in, and they're all numbered with magic marker on each one through infinity. And I just went through all of them today and I condensed them down. I'm sitting probably at around 500 shirts, jeans, and like different clothing accessories that fit into it. So now I got that down, and I probably have room for another 500 articles of clothing. Like I told you guys, that's another thing. I plan on getting my store to 2,000 and then hopefully hovering it around there. I'm vastly approaching 1,500 items in my store right now. So I actually think once I hit 15, I'm going to reduce my daily listing goal. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but I think I'm going to reduce it down probably to like 6 or 5 listings a day. And there's another reason for that too, which we'll get into after we get through this. But yeah, that's why this video is coming out a little bit later. And it's been a good day. It's just a lot of work that goes into these good weeks. So average cost of goods this week, cost of goods that sold this week was $60.35. I paid eBay $82.62 in marketplace fees, and I paid all the parcel services $142 in shipping labels. Met my goal of listing 12 a day. Had 85 new listings for the week. One day I had to jump ahead because I went sourcing on Wednesday. So I scheduled listings out and I accidentally made one go live on Tuesday. So I have 13 listed on Tuesday and 11 listed on Wednesday. Average time to list something in my store was 2 months. Average time to sell something in my store was 2 months. Return on investment was 469%, and the average return on investment per sale was 588%. All right, jumping into the top 10. Number 10 was this Peter Millar polo shirt, blue with white stripes. This shirt had some minor pilling on the front of it, like a 1 inch. I made sure I took great pictures with a ruler, put it in the description. I didn't have room in the title to put it, but I made sure it was clearly laid out in all the description, and I had pictures of the pilling close up with a ruler showing the damage. And I picked this shirt up for $4.48 at a St. Vincent's in Green Bay. It's sold on eBay for $26.48, which was $19.98 for the shirt and $6.50 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.47, which provided me a net return of $13.37. It had a return of investment of 298% and a net profit margin of 50%. Number 9 sale of the week is this Cutters in Buck Golf pullover in gray. I picked this up at a St. Vincent's in Green Bay as well. It sold on eBay for $26.23, which was $18.98 for the pullover and $7.25 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.09, which provided me a net return of $13.59, which was good enough for a return investment of 334% and a net profit margin of 52%. This was actually a really, really nice pullover. Number 8 sale of the week is this Michigan Army National Guard quarter zip athletic pullover. I picked this pullover up at a Goodwill in Marinette, Wisconsin for $2.59. It sold on eBay for $28.83. That was $19.98 for the pullover and $8.85 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $5.93. This provided me a net return of $15.98, which was a 617% return on investment and a 55% net profit margin. Number 7 sale of the week is this new with tags lot of And One men's 3 extra large basketball shorts. My wonderful mom, as you guys know, she's the greatest mom I've ever had. She gave me a call one day and she said, I'm at Walmart and they have And One basketball shorts on clearance for $1. Do you want me to pick some up? And I said, yes. She goes, how many? I said, all of them. And then she gave me the heads up. I went to Walmart, I want to say 2 days later, and they put out another batch on clearance. So I bought all those up. I think I ended up with a 12 pair total. I decided to lot them up in 3. They had they're new with tags. The original MSRP on them was $12.94. I figured lotting them up 3 for $24 would be a good deal. I got my first offer to come in yesterday for $22. I thought that was more than a fair take. Obviously, it puts me in the pure profit on the whole kit and caboodle of them. So I picked these up on Walmart. I think this is my first ever successful retail arbitrage. Got them for $1 a pair, lotted them up in $3 total for all of them. They sold on eBay for $32 even, which was $22 even for the shorts, $10 even for the shipping. Actual cost to ship these items was $7.78, provided me a net return of $17.26, which was a return of investment of 575% and a net profit margin of 54%. Like I said, I had other lots of these. I had 2 other 3-pack lots, and then I have 2 pair of shorts that I'm selling individually. Today, this morning, I already sold another 3-pack of these. It was the blue version, same as this one, only instead of where there's red, there's blue. Otherwise, exact same lot. So, and I sold that. I took an offer of $19 on that one this morning. Number 6 sale of the week is this ugly Christmas sweater, XXL. I picked this ugly Christmas sweater up back in summer. I got it for $3.09 from a Goodwill, and I knew this would sell once we hit this time of year, and I knew I was going to sit on it for a couple months, but it did finally sell on eBay for $34.08. That was $19.98 for the sweater and $14.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $8.92. That provides me a net return of $17.69, which is a 572% return on investment and a 52% net profit margin. Bandit does not want to let me work the mouse today and get this show out on time. I love him though. Number 5, sale of the week. This is one of my favorite sales of the week. I don't know why, it just was. It's a vintage New It Tags John Deere green snapback hat. I knew when I picked this hat up, I picked it up at a Goodwill on the east side of Green Bay, and it says the purchase price is $4.48, but that's because I do an average of everything I bought during the day, and I just average out the price of everything I got, which was $4.48. The actual hat, though, that I got was tagged for $1.50. I got at the Goodwill. So it sold on eBay for $33.50. That was $27 even for the hat, $6.50 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.48, which is good enough for a net return of $20.12, which is a return of investment of 449% and a 60% net profit margin. Number 4 sale of the week is this Baltic. Number 4 sale of the week is this And the number 4 sale of the week is this Boston Celtics Nike NBA Men's XL hoodie. I picked this up at a St. Vincent's in Marinette this week. I purchased this on Wednesday. It says $3.68 because that's the average of everything I bought for the day. This was tagged for $10, but it was a green tag, and at St. Vinny's this week, green tags were 75% off. So I actually only paid $2.50 for this hoodie. When I pulled it off the shelf, it looked brand new, but I did notice in the O, the first O on Boston, there was a white, like a deodorant stain is the best way I can describe it, like a very small deodorant stain. Well, where I was shopping at this day, my mom's house was on the way back. I stopped over there. Mom hit it up with the stain remover, threw it in the wash for me. It came right out. The hoodie looked brand new, great condition. I listed it on eBay Friday night, and it sold yesterday morning, Saturday morning. Sold on eBay for $37.10. That's $25 for the hoodie and $12.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.78. That provided me a net return of $20.64, which is a 569% return on investment and a 56% net profit margin. Number 3 sale of the week is another example of just because something's broken doesn't mean it doesn't have value. I sold a parts only Philips Magnavox Hi-Fi 3 CD tape deck, broken. In the ad, as you can see, I listed it for parts only. I said read. Inside the description, I literally laid out every single issue that was with this. So on this one, the radio worked fine. I don't think I've ever found a stereo where the radio didn't work. Tape deck A worked. Tape deck B did not work. It was completely broken. CD player opened and closed, but the carousel didn't move around like to switch CDs. Whether the CD player worked or not, I don't know. Listed that in there. I purchased this for $1.54 at a Goodwill in Marquette. It sold on eBay for $45 even. That was $20 for the actual CD player and $25 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $14.55, which provided me a net return of $23.83, which was a 1,547% return on investment and a 53% net profit margin. Number 2 sale of the week is this OEM Sony RM-DX300 remote control. One thing I can tell you about getting into the remote control market is no two remote controls are built the same. I do not understand what makes one remote control worth $30 and another remote control only worth $3. I'm still trying to figure that out. One thing that is hard about the remote control business is the vast majority of remotes you're going to run into are everybody's listing them for $3 to $5 with free shipping, which how they're doing that, I have no clue how that they're making money on those sales. What I can tell you is the cheapest I sell remotes for is $5.98 plus shipping, and I make sure that my shipping is the cheapest possible USPS ground you can get. So even if a remote control weighs 8 ounces, I'm putting it in the calculated shipping as 4 ounces in a 6x3x3 package, which that is the rock bottom price you can get for ground no matter where you are in the country. And I've sold quite a bit of remotes that way. How people make money off remotes where they sell them for $3 free shipping is beyond me. So I picked this remote up for $1.20 on eBay. I sold it on eBay for $37.43. That was $31.48 for the remote and $5.95 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.54, which provided me a net return of $27.13, which was a 2,261% return on investment and a 72% net profit margin. When this remote sale went through, I was really excited. I was surprised when I listed this remote 2 months ago, when I saw that it was going for $30 to $40, and I listed it for $38, and then the person came in with the offer of $31.48, which I thought was more than fair. So I took it. And the person who bought this is like a mom and pop electronics store. And they said, I need this remote as soon as possible. They messaged me right after they bought it. They were like, is there any way it can be shipped today? And it was still early enough in the day where I said, yep, no problem. And instead of putting it in my mailbox, I actually drove the 30 miles to our local USPS distribution center and handed it off, just to give that little bit of extra customer service to make sure they got it, because I'm assuming they need this remote for one of their customers. And the number one sale of the week is this new with tags Harry Player jacket, men's 3XL brown suede full zip dress men's warehouse jacket. I picked this up at a Goodwill in Green Bay going into fall. It was in August, August 21st. Picked it up for $3.80. They had jackets on sale, and I knew winter being right around the corner, this was the time. If I found good quality cheap jackets, I had to pick them up, especially when I was stacking discounts on discounts. So I got this for $3.80. It sold on eBay for $50.50, which was $40 for the jacket, $10.50 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship the jacket was $6.39. That provided me a net return of $33.13, which was an 872% return on investment and a 66% net profit margin. So as you guys can obviously see, sales were really decent this week. Not the highest amount of sales I've ever had in a week, but if you noticed, all the sales really started coming in on Wednesday. Why did they start coming in on Wednesday? Well, let's talk about it. Last week, I told you guys about me getting a negative feedback. I reached out to the person for the negative feedback, and I said, hey, you know, I have 30-day free, 30-day no questions asked returns. Let's go ahead and start this process. They opened up a return. I had to pay the shipping, which that's under the rules. If it arrives damaged, you have to pay for it. So I made the decision last week, like I told you guys, I was going to switch my store over to be free 30-day return shipping. And I was changing my handling time to 3 days to 1 day handling time. And I was going to see if I would make Top Rated Plus on the 20th of this month, because that's my next evaluation, is the 20th. So in case you guys didn't know, if you're a top rated ranked seller already and you change the majority of your listings to 1 day handling and free 30 days, it automatically makes you top rated seller. You don't have to wait for evaluation day, which was nice. So I switched that over Tuesday night. I got everything switched over to those policies on Tuesday night. And Wednesday, and sales were kind of slow. Last Sunday, we actually got a sale. I didn't get skunked like I did Saturday when I got the negative feedback. Sunday sales were slow. Mondays was okay. Tuesdays was slow. And then Wednesday came around. And I actually got the stereo back. It's literally sitting on the floor right there. The one for the negative feedback. And it was broke. The customer was not lying. Like, it works, but the playback speed is slowed down. I think the motor got damaged. And the LED lights on the display are burnt out now. I had a video showing everything working, and so the guy knew I wasn't lying. I knew he wasn't lying. He shipped it back. One thing that stinks about returns, especially when it's like electronics, nobody cares for the package the way you ship it to the customer. Like, the customers don't even pretend to put bubble wrap around it. They literally will just throw a stereo unprotected into an oversized box, slap a label on it, and send it back. No complaints. The stereo was broken anyway. I think what I'm going to try to do is I got a couple stereos that are all power on and they're broken. I might try to do just like either an auction where I try to sell them all off on one auction, like lot of 6 broken boom boxes and stereos, and see if I could do that. I don't know. I'm testing the auctions out right now. I ran my first auction last week, and it's still running this week, and it ends on Saturday. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I got the stereo back and went through it. I mean, it's got more scratches on it because it was in an unprotected box, but it was the stereo I sent. It was broken. So I issued the refund. As soon as I issued the refund, I was like, should I send a revision request to this guy? And then I heard Miss Lachey's voice in my head, which, by the way, if you guys have never seen Miss Lachey's channel, go check it out. You need to take a walk in a park with her as she talks to you about her experiences in reselling. But I heard her voice in my head last time I had a negative, when I got my first negative comment. She was one of the ones who like talked me into actually sending a revision request to the guy. He never filled it out, but that's okay. The second one, this one time, I sent the revision request out, and then I sent the customer a DM, and I said, hey, I received the stereo. You're absolutely right. This was not the condition I sent it in. I apologize for the whole situation. I have issued a full refund. I said, also, I've sent a revision request out for the negative feedback. I only get to send 5 out in a calendar year, and it would be greatly appreciated if you feel I've satisfied and resolved this issue for you, if you could fill out that revision request. If you still feel a negative review is warranted, I completely understand and will leave the whole situation here. As soon as I hit send, it wasn't 10 seconds later, he sent me a message back saying, thank you so much. I will absolutely revise the negative feedback. And within 3 minutes, I checked my app. The negative feedback was gone, new positive feedback. And he actually wrote a really nice, long, positive feedback. And he explained the situation exactly as it happened. So last week when I told you, turn negatives into a positives, literally this week did that for me. It was actually turning a negative into a positive just by following the policies I had laid out and following eBay's guidance and rules on everything. And people inherently are good. You've just got to be good to other people, and it comes back on you. So with that said, Tuesday night I switched over all my listings over, and I got top rated plus. And then Wednesday I did the full return. And I'm not kidding, guys. As soon as I got the message from eBay, we have refunded the $124 to the customer. You could have set a stopwatch if it was more than 5 minutes, and I can literally go back and check. But less than 5 minutes later, cha-ching. 2 minutes later, cha-ching. 2 minutes later, cha-ching. Sales have been coming in steady since then. Now, is this anecdotal? Was it that I resolved the refund that was hanging on my account? Like, to me, that's what it felt like. It felt like my sales started going through the roof once I resolved the refund. But this also lines up with the day that I switched all my listings over to free 30-day returns and 1-day handling time. And I'm not going to lie, my sales have been consistent since Wednesday. Like I've already told you, waking up this morning, I had 3 sales, and I've already had another 3 sales since I've been up. I've spent the majority of my morning shipping. Like, that was the first thing I did, was getting everything ready for ship. Like I said, I did film me shipping one of the big stereos I sold, so look forward to that video. And then I also got my inventory in line. But yeah, I might have to eat crow, because I thought that no way top rated seller, there was going to be a big difference between top rated seller and top rated plus. Maybe there is. Maybe when people see that badge next to my name, it does give them a little bit more confidence to click on the listing, go in and buy. Maybe it was the algorithm seeing that I cleared the refund, and not only did I clear the refund, it swung the negative comment into a positive comment, and then the algorithm decided it was going to love me. I don't know. I'm thankful. I feel pretty blessed as everything played out this week. I'm not going to lie, last week I felt really defeated. Like, man, you feel like you're doing everything right, and it just doesn't seem like it's going. But like I told you guys, just weather the storm. And that's really what it is weathering the storm. It's been a good week on the eBay side. Personal side, Thursday night, I got a phone call, and I got offered an opportunity. I'm not going to go into details about it because it's in the very early preliminary stages. And I know, and I still feel this way to this day, that I don't ever want to punch another time clock for somebody else. But I did get a phone call, and it's like a ghost of Christmas past phone call. And an offer was sent my way. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I was offered a really good opportunity personally, and I have made the preliminary steps to go towards that offer. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is not because I'm saying, oh, I'm going to quit eBay if I get this opportunity to come through. And this opportunity would be working for somebody else, which I said I was never going to do again. But if it pans out and I can talk about things a little bit more, I think you can understand why I'm even entertaining this. It's a very good deal for me. And the one thing that would be the most important doesn't stop the eBay business. The eBay business will continue. This YouTube channel will continue no matter what happens to me. I did not go seeking out this opportunity. This opportunity literally fallen in my lap. And like I said, nothing is for sure. Nothing is set in stone, but it's really nice that the offer was even sent. And I just want to let you guys know, because if it does go through, it's going to be another big venture on my plate. That's going to be taking up more time, but I like it when I put the pressure on myself. Had I known things would play out this way, I guess I probably would have done things a little bit different, but that's okay. If I can follow this opportunity, it's a very good deal as far as scheduling and money-wise goes. I will also be still doing college full-time, and I will still be doing eBay full-time. And literally, when this opportunity got laid out to me, the first thing I said was, I'm not giving up this business that I've been building. I'm not going to walk away from it. Like, mentally, that's what I told myself. And I noticed that I see a lot of people who are walking away from eBay on YouTube, and it kind of makes me sad. There's a couple creators that I've always enjoyed watching who feels like they're going down, but they're going down different paths in life. They've got new opportunities that have come their way, and I can't fault anybody for that. Like, I don't know. For me, eBay was something I never thought about doing 7 months ago, and now it's in my veins. Now it's something that no matter where my life goes or what happens, I will always have an eBay side hustle going on in my life. It's fun. Like, I guess the best way I can describe it is, if you ever seen the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, at the end where he's boarding the rocket and he gets off the lunar rover, or the Mars rover, I guess, and he writes the note, whoever finds this, take good care of her. She kept me alive. That's kind of how I feel about eBay. Like, when my chips were down and I had nothing else going on, reselling in eBay and YouTube eBay, you guys as a community were what gave me something to look forward to every day and gave me a reason to wake up every day and try harder to succeed. And I love doing this. This is now, like I said, it's in my blood. I will do this from now until the day I die in some capacity, whether it's full-time or part-time. But right now, nothing's changed. I just want to let you guys know that I did get offered an opportunity. I have started the preliminary steps to see where that goes. I will keep you guys fully informed. There will be no changes on this YouTube channel whatsoever. There will always be a Sunday show with eBay sales information and how my week is going. Week in school. Here's a little bit of a downer note for the week. I got my first ever B+. First assignment, I got a B+. I haven't gone through and read the feedback from the professor. It was philosophy. It was the project from last week, and I got a B+. Didn't read the feedback, but, you know, can't all be A's. But I still have an A average overall, I'm sure. There's no doubt in my mind. But school's ramping up, projects ramping up there. It's a challenge. I love it. It's all going good. This has been a week of aces for me. Sourcing was phenomenal. And I know a lot of you out there tell me all the time, Paul, stop with the little cost items. Go for listing fewer big ticket items. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's mentally is finally kicking in, or maybe right now is just a good sourcing opportunity where I go. But I feel like every single place I go sourcing, I find 2 to 5 big ticket items that are high sell-through rate, good cost per sales. I don't think I'll ever give up sunglasses and remotes, even though I know they're small sales items. It's, to me, they're algorithm feed. And I know that doesn't make sense, but they're something that's cheap enough, easily accessible to get, to where I know I'll always have something to list, and they're consistently selling now. Sunglasses, I'm already in the pure profit on sunglasses, and I'm still sitting on 350 pair, and I've already paid for all of them in sales. Remote controls, it's getting really close. It's getting really close to being in the pure profit of them, and I think I still have 150 of them as well, like, listed, and I also have more that are not listed. Actually, the ones I don't have listed are all ones without backs. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go through and the ones without backs try to sell, or if I'll just lot them up and sell them as a no back remote lot just to get them out of the way. I like selling fully functional items that have all their pieces. I don't like selling something missing a piece or broken. Stereos is a different story, just because I know the stereos will sell because everybody's going to be wanting to fix them because they don't make them anymore. But yeah, that's been the week I've had. I'm sorry that this video is coming out later on in the evening, but that's life, just being busy. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the camera so I can get into edit to get this out to you guys tonight. And I really, really hope that everybody has seen great Q4 sales. And maybe that's what this week was. Maybe this week was just seeing an influx of Q4 sales. Let me know in the comments how your sales are doing. I've seen some sellers say that sales are just abysmal right now, and then I hear other sellers saying that sales are through the roof. For me, it feels like a roller coaster, like week to week. Like 1 week it's low, 1 week it's back up, 1 week it's low, 1 week it's back up. But I'm curious to see if this pattern after switching to Top Rated Plus continues growth in my store. But I would like to hear how your sales are going, so let me know in the comments. If you're new here, hitting the subscribe button would be greatly appreciated. If you liked the content, please hit the like button. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm and helps this channel grow so we can get this information out to more people and have more people in our community and more feedback to learn, grow, and be better from. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you guys have a great week to come. And remember, no matter what happens throughout your week, I will always see you on Sunday. Have a great one, guys.